David Barton is Glenn Beck's historian. Now, this guy is such a fraud that his book on Thomas Jefferson was voted, quote, the least credible history book in print. I love that. And that was by the History News Network website. So with that being established, let's listen to what he said about welfare.
You look at where we are right now. Just take the welfare thing for a minute. We have 80 anti-government programs. Of those 80 programs, you look at how much we spent last year, it averages $61,000 per family for welfare. Right now, if you're on welfare, you make more than a teacher in 11 states. You make more than a secretary in 39 states. So if
the average welfare recipient, the average family,
average welfare family
receives $61,000 a year.
61. That's what the government
salary is. What, 50?
Yeah, it's less than that.
Do you believe that? Before I continue, think about what you make and think about what he just said the average welfare recipient makes. So you make whatever it is, right? And the average welfare recipient makes $61,000 a year. Do you think that's true? If you say yes, you have to be one of the most gullible people in the country. And this is the thing. So many people get duped over by douchebags like this who don't know anything. They don't know anything. Glenn Beck, his little stupid fucking minions, and this guy who's a historian with the least credible history book ever. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. So here's where he got that number from. Republican Senator Jeff Sessions. He just takes a Republican senator's talking point because naturally Republican senators have never said anything false. Like, for example, when Ted Cruz shut down the government and did a fake filibuster to do it, and then a week later he was arguing, I didn't shut down the government, it was Obama and Harry Reid. Such liars, such liars. So, let me break down how he did his bullshit calculation from Right Wing Watch. They say, quote, he counts payments to hospitals, doctors, nursing homes, and other medical providers, including payments for care for sick elderly people at the end of their lives and for people with serious disabilities who are institutionalized, as though these payments are akin to cash income that is going to poor families to live on. The single largest area of federal spending in the Sessions comparison is healthcare spending. Close to half of all the spending that Senator Sessions portrays as income to poor households consists of payments to hospitals, doctors, and other healthcare providers through Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, or smaller health programs. The majority of this healthcare spending is for the elderly or people with disabilities, including end-of-life care and nursing home care. So, what he did is he took spending that's going largely towards end-of-life care for people on Medicaid or Medicare, and it's the most expensive time ever for healthcare in anybody's life because it's the end of your life. You basically are laying in a bed and you're getting pumped full of drugs all day long just to hang on, right? And he's taking that, and he portrayed that to you as if it's cash going to welfare families, as if it's the old Ronald Reagan myth of a woman in Harlem who makes over $100,000 a year and drives a Cadillac because she's jumping from one government program to another government program and making all her money by being nothing but a moocher and a leech and a parasite. It was fake back then, it's always been fake, and it's fake now. $61,000 a year, you know how you know that's bullshit? If the average welfare recipient made $61,000 a year, there would be no poor communities in America, you idiot. Because people would move out of those communities and buy a middle-class house. You can live in the suburbs with that money. That's a solidly middle-class income right there. And you're to tell me that the average welfare family makes a solidly middle-class income? Well, then there would be no welfare families. There would be no ghettos in America. There would be no low-income areas. Everything would be a fucking suburb. How stupid are these people? And more importantly, how stupid do they think you are? Look, I don't know. I'm inclined to believe that they believe this as well, which is even scarier. I'd almost rather have them be lying to you about this, because the thought that they might actually believe this means that they need to fucking turn off that microphone in front of them right now, because they're nowhere near intelligent enough, mature enough, well-read enough to do shows where they talk about political issues. $61,000 a year, they just said the average welfare recipient makes.